Hey everyone, back with one more ranked video. I've got this beautiful woman here with me. And we've got the ranked video for the current DC Cinematic Universe movies.
And people wonder why Marvel is more popular. It's like, gee, I don't know. We have 7 movies in the DCEU, and then we have 23 in the Marvel.
No, they're just better.
Well, yeah.
We are more Marvel fans, but we aren't going to say no to a DC movie every now and then.
Every once in a while.
And with Birds of Prey coming up next week at the time of this recording, and with Wonder Woman 1984 coming out this summer,
oh yeah,
figure we might as well get these done, right?
Yeah.
And we're just doing the ones for the DC Cinematic Universe, not like all the DC movies. So no Watchmen, no Lego Batman, even though that's clearly number 1. We're just going to stick to the core 7, and we're going to start off with our lowest and get to our highest. So, starting off with number 7, my lowest is Suicide Squad.
Oh, mine is Man of Steel. This movie, it's not a terrible movie, but given all the other movies that are in the cinematic universe, it's literally the worst one. I just don't think it's necessary for, like, Amy Adams' character to be, like, all up on him. I don't know. I just don't like it a lot. And it's pretty boring, and I'm pretty sure I fell asleep.
And Suicide Squad's my lowest because there are reasons. I liked it when it first came out. We liked it quite a bit when it first came out. Just with time, I grew to just not like it. It's not as much with a lot of the actors. Just Jared Leto's Joker doesn't fit, and all the music that's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, it doesn't work. They cut out a lot of his scenes too.
Well, yeah.
And like they introduced Slipknot like way far in and Katana way far in, then they killed off Slipknot. It's like,
spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
this movie's like 4 years old. But yeah, I liked it at first, and with time I grew to dislike it. So there's number 7. So for number 6, mine is Justice League.
And mine is Shazam.
Please explain. I would love to know your reasoning behind this.
Listen, I thought it was a good movie. Like, I thought it was really well done. It's definitely like a family movie and not like, I mean, it's a superhero movie, but it's not like actiony like Aquaman, and it's closer to a kid's movie. When I think of a DC movie, I don't think Shazam.
And Justice League is my number 6 because with Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon's conflicting directional, it made everything just feel a little messy. And with Steppenwolf, that was too big of a villain too fast, I think. And they just overshot it. Especially with it being, didn't have that many movies in for it to have a Justice League movie. Like, I think they should have done a solo Flash movie and a solo Cyborg movie before they did Justice League to help explain things. But they just kind of jumped in feet first to try to compete with Marvel, and I don't think it worked. Also, I really don't like Ezra Miller's Flash. I just don't. I'm not going to apologize for that. For number 5, I've got Batman v Superman.
And mine is Justice League.
So Batman v Superman, again, it just felt like that they were trying to compete with Marvel, but it didn't feel too big this time. It felt like maybe they shouldn't have done The Dark Knight Returns for Ben Affleck, but I mean, it's something different that we haven't seen in live action before, so I'm kind of into it. And, you know, with the introduction of Wonder Woman being sort of organic as it could have been in this movie, I think just one of the main things I didn't like was Doomsday. Didn't feel it was necessary, but I still liked it. It was still decent. It was alright. I mean, not as good as some of the other DC movies, but still fine.
I kind of had the same problems you did with Justice League. It just kind of felt like they were trying to make 2 separate movies, and they just like threw it together. But I think the reason why I ranked it higher than like Shazam is because even though it felt like they were like trying to mash 2 movies together and try and compete with Marvel, like, I think it wasn't like terrible. You know what I mean? I thought it was kind of cool to see, like, the introduction of, like, Aquaman and The Flash and Cyborg and all that. It could have been better.
So in my number 4, I've got Man of Steel.
And I have Batman v Superman. I liked it a lot better than I thought I would. I was a little, do I really want to go see this? But it ended up being, like, really good, I think. I mean, obviously they could have, like, done better, but for what they did, I think they did good. And I kind of like how they introduced Wonder Woman. Like, they just kind of, like, slipped her in there. Like, it wasn't, like, in your face, like, here's Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? Do I think it was, like, absolutely necessary that she was in the movie? No. But at the same time, I get why she was in the movie, because she's, like, one of the, like, more, like, iconic characters, I guess. And so it kind of made sense for her to be in there, for them to set up Justice League. Plus, Wonder Woman is a badass.
And I picked Man of Steel because I actually really enjoy it as an origin story for Superman. It's definitely not the best one. I think Krypton could have been handled a little better at the beginning. Michael Shannon just surprisingly was what I thought he was. I thought he was a decent choice for Zod. Yeah, one of the main problems I have with this movie and with Batman v Superman, I'm not a fan of the muted colors. I just like more color in the movie. Like, I get, like, it's supposed to be darker and grittier, but, like, up the tone so that way things don't seem as black and white.
It makes it really hard to see.
Well, like I said, while I do think that things could have been handled a little bit better, I like it. Number 3, I have Shazam.
And I have Suicide Squad. I really like this movie, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to sit up here and change my opinion. I blame Larry for pointing out all those problems. But no, I really like Suicide Squad. Like, I thought it was a really, really good movie. I really like Enchantress. She was, like, really, really cool. And just the overall concept was, like, really, really cool. I liked all the characters, and I thought they picked good actors to portray the characters. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is probably, like, my favorite. Me, personally, I feel like Jared Leto, for this movie specifically, he did, like, a good job as the Joker because of the tone of the movie.
I see where you're coming from with that. I just don't like his version of the Joker. No offense to Jared Leto, because Morbius looks fucking dope, but just with this, it just was a bad fit in my opinion.
But yeah, I still, like, really, really like the movie, and I think it's really good.
And I have Shazam here because I actually really liked it. Like, I know it's different from, like, the more action-packed movies, like, well, pretty much everything else. But for an origin story of how Billy gets the powers of Shazam, and I really enjoyed it, and it was really funny.
Yeah, it was like really funny.
All in all, I still really liked it. So for number 2 and number 1, we're just gonna go with my opinion, because Kat pretty much just has these two just as a tie, which I can understand. They're both great. I get it. But for number 2 for me, I have Wonder Woman. This is a really, really great movie, and I like how it's one of the few movies that actually explores World War I. Her showing off just how big of a badass she is, it was really great. It's one of the best female-led superhero movies of all time, and there aren't very many of them, but honestly, this is better than Captain Marvel. No offense to Brie Larson or Marvel Studios on that one. Just I think they just did a better job with this one.
I really like, there's like so much like female empowerment, and it's like all the women on the island and stuff, and showing how they're like all like strong and stuff, and like together. And I really like the costumes too. Like, the coloring of the costumes is like really bright and vibrant, and it's so shiny. I think it definitely helps that it was a female director. And I think they just overall did a really, really good job.
And And number one for me is Aquaman. Like, I'm not even gonna apologize. Just this movie, it's just a fun action movie to watch, and just there's not a whole lot I can really say about it. Just I love Jason Momoa. He's a really great pick for Aquaman, especially when he wears that suit at the end. I think Black Manta was great. I just wish he was in it more. Willem Dafoe, I always love seeing Willem Dafoe in movies. But yeah, just I like this movie a whole hell of a lot, and I want another Aquaman movie, please.
Yeah, no, I really like it, and like I think they did like a great job with like casting like everybody. I like Amber Heard's character. I thought she did a really, really good job, but I think just overall they did a really good job with casting and like the storylines. And
I also like that his dad is Django Fett.
oh yeah. It was funny, but it had like action, and it kind of had a little bit of everything, and I really, really liked it.
Yeah, so that's our ranked video for the DCEU movies. I'm not sure how much it's going to change when Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 1984 happen, but some better than others, but overall I still can find enjoyment out of pretty much all of them. Well, thank you, sweetheart, for doing another video with me. Thanks everyone so much for watching. This has been Kat and Cody, and we'll see you all in the next video.